Hello everyone, it's Retroaction. Welcome back to another Retroaction Horvid. This is Retroaction Horvid 13. We have finally returned to a boot fair. Yep, we finally went back to the boot fairs today. It's the 27th of July 2022. Yep, we finally went back to one of the boot fairs we used to go around last year, and well, there weren't many Transformers really. I mean, one of the first stores we went to, you immediately talked to a guy if there were any if he knew there were any retro toys, if he had any vintage toys, and he said, "Oh, I'm bringing loads of Transformers G1 on Sunday." Now we're only going today on the Wednesday. We're not going on the Sunday, so that's a major bummer. Of course, that's just typical. There were animated Ratchet, just junker really. It wasn't transformed properly, and who knows if it was complete. And then there was What's in the Sky 215 Grimlock. There was an Activators Jazz a bit later on. There was a bunch of movie figures. Well, actually, there weren't that many at all. There was a Slug from Age of Extinction, the purple one. That was meant to be Dinobot Slag, obviously, but they can't use that name here now in the UK. Yeah, so a weird, like, one-step changer. It's a really small version of Age of Extinction Slug in purple and red, and yeah, that was about it really. Looked around the boot fair, couldn't see much. There were loads of die-cast cars. We did find a few vehicles, a few like toy cars, a toy bus, a toy tank, and a toy truck for someone else. So we picked them up for them. So it was more of a success for them as I thought it would be, because all they wanted was toys, toy cars and trucks and tanks and stuff. So toy vehicles. So it was going to be quite easy to find those. Whereas us with the G1 Transformers, not so much. However, of course, it's a bit of a shame really that we did find a seller that did know of G1 Transformers and was going to bring them in on the Sunday. We went around the boot fair once and couldn't find anything. And I saw this store that I thought had a Stars Micro Machines playset at the end. And also, not all the sellers turned up. It was meant to be a big boot fair because this is the start of summer holiday season. It's the start of summer holidays, so it's going to be quite a big one. And there were less people there, less sellers, I'm sure, because a lot less spaces were filled up. It was quite a big one, went all the way to the back of the field, but there was a few spaces left empty. Anyway, so yeah, this store originally had nothing, but when I came back to it, it did have something. And I immediately noticed that there was an Action Fleet Millennium Falcon there. So I asked how much it was. It was £3, and well, that became our only purchase. So we got the Star Wars Action Fleet Millennium Falcon. So here it is. It didn't come with any figures, but it does have an open cockpit, and well, it just goes well really with my Action Fleet shelf, the public gunship and stuff. So you can see the cockpit does open, pretty cool. But the guns do move at the top, and it does have the escape hatch that opens up, or the gunner's chain, the thing they used in the Empire Strikes Back when Lando rescued Luke. It does have the opening cargo hatch at the back as well. So it's really nice condition, because I have seen Action Fleet before at Bootfairs, but it's missing pieces. This is missing the missile and the figures, but the radar dish is still attached. It's not discoloured. It's in really nice condition. Got nice weathering on it there. Strangely enough though, when we go on the back, it doesn't really say anything about Action Fleet. The only thing that, so for a time I wasn't too sure if this was Action Fleet. I'm aware of the line, I'd collect it. So I thought it was the Action Fleet Millennium Falcon, but strangely enough, nowhere on it did it actually say Star Wars Action Fleet, and that's just the way it is. And so you got the landing gear that come out. So yeah, it's really cool. And we were quite pleased to pick this up, because until I saw this, I thought there was nothing. So yeah, it's quite a small haul this time, but there we go. The Star Wars Action Fleet Millennium Falcon. Normally, well, this is the boot fair where I have managed to get Beast Wars Magnaboss and Pterosaur. You know, there was a guy with loads of Transformers Beast Wars figures. Could not see him at all. There was no sign of him today. So, but that was June 2021. So, a year on, more than a year on. It's probably long gone. Probably at Park and Ride, I think. Or something like that. I don't know. Somebody else just put it on the other boot fairs. Something. But anyway, so Yep, so that's our only pickup, the Action Fleet main Falcon. It's £3, definitely worth £3 for this Star Wars Action Fleet vehicle. And even though it's incomplete, well, the stickers are nice. The condition of this is great, and it just looks good on my shelf. And I do have a few Rebel Alliance Action Fleet figures which I could put in here. No Han Solo or Chewbacca though, which is what it's meant to come with. Shame it didn't have the stand. Maybe I should have gone back and asked, because like I said, if this guy had any more stuff, because I didn't see it. They didn't put it out until I had a second look round the Bootfair, and we were just about to leave, and well, we found it. So yep, good pickup. That made it worth it, because we got there at 7:30 when it opened, and yep. So it's been Retroaction Horvid 13, back at the Bootfairs at last, and it was a fun experience, but I don't think we'll be going around again, because we aren't, well, no one's available to do it until whenever anyone's available to do it, because everyone's off this week, but no one will be off in time for Sunday, so unfortunately we won't be able to pick up those G1 Transformers, though God knows what condition they'll be in, because the guy only told us he had G1 Transformers. We don't know if they'll be, they might be bashed up, they might be junkers, incomplete, so we don't know what we're expecting to find out, but we won't be able to get there in time, so bit of a shame, but I'm quite pleased with this Action Fleet Millennium Falcon, and there we have it. Yep, this has been Retroaction with the Retroaction Horvid 13. Pretty cool, a small haul, but a good one. At least the other person who went to get stuff for got a few things extra. Overall, a good time. Yeah. The weather was nice, and there were a lot of sellers, but maybe not as many as there has been before. But it did go all the way to the back. Sometimes we've been there, they only fill up half the rows. There's only a few rows, so at least this one was all the way to the back. But there were some sellers that, well, we're hoping more would turn up, because 8:30 is when the last people were meant to turn up, the last sellers, and it was 8:37 and could not see anyone. So, and that's when we stumbled across this guy. Well, actually, that was afterwards, I think. Anyway, so yeah, we were going to maybe look around a bit more, but after 2 turns looking around, that was it, we were done. So, yep, it's been Retroaction Horvid 13. See you all next time. Another Action Fleet vehicle added to lineup, definitely worth £3. Even though it's incomplete, I don't really care, because for £3 it's a great find. Anyway, well, so yeah, I was quite pleased to leave with this. At least we didn't leave with nothing. Anyway, I'll see you next time for another video. Bye for now.